I've had my fair share of failure. And I'm certain that in your life as well, there have been moments where you've been faced with failure. What really separates the people who are successful with people who are not is their ability to deal with failure. It's their ability to harness that failure, learn from it, enjoy that failure, and then actually grow from that failure and convert that failure into success. So that is what makes a successful person. In personal my life, in my own experiences, what I've realized is that I've always followed this sort of strategy that has helped me cope with failure, deal with failure better, and then actually improve from that failure so that I'm one step closer to success. So let's dive right into how I use failure and how you can use failures in your life to actually help you propel to the success. The first thing you need to do when you face with failure is learn from it, right? So learning is very critical when it comes to failure because failure teaches you what you did wrong. So let's say once something is going to take you 100 tries or something is going to take you 100 iterations when you're creating something, or you know that it's going to take you certain amount of time or certain amount of attempts to make it right. Then you need to learn from those failures and then that's how you grow, right? For example, even in YouTube, there are these creators who've created thousands of videos, but if you see their first video that didn't do well, you can see how they've learned throughout all those videos that have made them the creator they are now, right? So the first thing whenever you face with failure is learn from it. Consider failure as your teacher and consider the amount you spend or any money you spent on that while you failed as your tuition fees or as the money you paid for the lesson. And that's when you start comparing failure as lessons and as learning, you'll improve. So when there are two words in our dictionary, failure and success, remove the word failure and replace it with learning. Whenever you replace the word with learning and there are only two words left, success and learning, you'll have that positive approach towards failure because you'll know that you've learned something and that's going to help you grow when you make the future attempts and when you try again. The second beautiful way to deal with failure is understand that every time you fail, you're one step closer to being successful. That's right. Think of failure as the stepping stones that will help you get towards more success. Now, how does that work? Well, you can look at the law of averages and law of large numbers, where primarily, and again, this is a debated topic, but the idea is that more number of failures you have, in the long run, you'll end up at the average or at the end of the mean. Right? So every time I fail, I know that success is right on the corner. And every time I'm having a lot of success, I have the understanding that, I might have failure at the next corner as well. So at the end of the day, if you flip a coin, if you flip it one time, if you flip it 5 times, your chances of being 5 tails is pretty high. But if you flip it 1,000,000 times, then the chances of it being tails is going to be 50% of the times, whereas chances of heads is going to be 50 or at best 50.1%, right? So the more number of times you try, the more likely it is that you'll end up at the average, and that's the law of averages. So remember, every time you fail and make an attempt and then you fail, it just means that you're one step closer to success, and therefore you should celebrate that failure. Celebrating that failure will make you happy about it, will make you positive, remove the negative emotions attached with failure, and help you deal with failure in a positive manner because you celebrate failure. The third strategy to overcome failure is to try again. Failure gives you an opportunity to try again. A lot of times in my life, what happens is, let's say I'm trying a new strategy in my business or I'm trying a new approach in sales. I neither get the result that I want or I just don't know if this strategy is working or not. It's just taking forever, right? Sometimes it takes a long time to understand that if it's right or wrong, is it working? I don't have enough data. So what happens is I'm in that state where I can't even make the decision or can't even decide what I'm doing is right or wrong. What failure does is it just actually tells you, at least it tells you that you're doing something wrong so that you can try again with a new strategy. And that's the power of failure. And that's why you should use it as an opportunity to try again. Failure gives you that opportunity and it says what you did was wrong. Try again with the better strategy. So that's why you should be happy when you fail, that at least you know what you did were doing wrong. And now you can try and you have that closure when it comes to that thing that you were doing. So this is how you learn from failure. You first learn, understand what you did wrong and use it as an learning opportunity. Consider it your teacher and let it teach you what you did wrong. Then you celebrate that failure because it just means that you're getting closer to success and you're constantly trying. And then finally you try again. You start again with a fresh approach from the learnings that you've had, and then it'll help you make that next attempt which will be better than your previous attempt. So this is the structured manner that I've always followed. I've always looked at failure in a very positive manner. I've always looked at it as a good thing. I'm doing it with my YouTube channel as well, where every video I learn from it. I see what I did wrong, I see what I didn't do wrong, I improve on it in my next videos. Sometimes I take those learnings and try to improve in the previous videos as well if I can. And then what I really try to do is constant improvement, constant learning from those failures, and that really helps me constantly improving. And I'm sure after 50, 100, even 1,000 videos, the level of quality will be so high that it is bound to work, right? Because I've made all those mistakes that I can, and then those mistakes has helped me be improvement. But where I will not be successful is if I stop learning from those failures, if I give up, if I get demotivated, if I do not follow this process, then I might give up at the 10th video, where the 11th video might be the successful one. I might give up at the 499th video, where 500 video would be the one that would get me those millions of views, right? So it's always, remember, the success is right around the corner. You just have to deal with failure, learn from it, celebrate it, and try again. So if you like this content and if you like more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the other videos. Thank you.